So Cambridge Bibles has put out an official announcement on their Facebook page about a new edition of the Bible they're going to be coming out with later this year. It says, "An exciting moment. You all knew it was coming, but we're happy to officially release news of our new Diadem Edition making its way to you in the coming months. We hope you all enjoy the following video about where the Diadem name came from." So I'm going to watch this video and make some comments of my own. I would love to hear some of your thoughts on this in the comment section below. So I'm going to take a look at this video. And the theme of this video is really just talking about the name Diadem. It doesn't give a whole lot of information about the Bible itself, but let's take a look at this together. First there was the pit minion, then there was the wide margin, and now there's going to be the Goldilocks edition because the pit minion is too small, the wide margin is too large. I'm just kidding. I do hope that this will be a Goldilocks sized Bible though. It says, now Cambridge would like to introduce the Diadem Reference Bible. What is a diadem? Diadem. A diadem is a type of crown worn by a monarch to denote power and authority. It derives from the Greek diadema, band, from diadein, to bind around. When we hear diadem, we might think of this. But diadems come in all shapes and sizes. What if we thought about this a little deeper? What if power and authority means something else? And then they have different crowns here. And then appearing is the crown of thorns worn by the Lord Jesus. So what it seems to be pointing to here is the crown of thorns, and it says diadem, the unfading crown. So that's the explanation of the name of this Bible edition. It's talking about the unfading crown. So the boxes actually here have kind of like a painting of Jesus with the crown of thorns on his head, and then they have the crown of thorns here next to the word diadem. So it's a really interesting theme. I think I actually like the name and the theme of this better than some of their other Bibles, which are named after like precious stones, which is also nice, but I like this. It definitely has a very Christ-centered theme to it. Coming first to the English Standard Version, and for the first time, the English Standard Version with Apocrypha. Now I am noticing online that the English Standard Version has actually been released with the Apocrypha before, so I assume what this is talking about is this is the first time that Cambridge has released the English Standard Version with the Apocrypha included. And some people are asking why the English Standard Version, and I think the basic answer to that, they did also release, I think, the Topaz in the ESV first as well. But the basic answer is that it appeals to a broad spectrum of Christianity because it is tied into the King James heritage, but it's still more of a modern translation. So it kind of has that blend of being traditional, but also is more updated and is written in a form of English that people are more familiar with. So people that like the King James Version might still be drawn to the English Standard Version. Even people who like the NIV, a modern translation, a lot of times will still be drawn to the ESV, and it just seems like it appeals to a broad spectrum of Christianity. And the fact that they're going to also put it out with the Apocrypha shows that they're really trying to appeal to as many different Christians from as many different backgrounds as possible. So I'm happy to see this new edition come out in this translation. It says that hardbacks will publish in fall of 2021, and then leather editions to publish in spring of 2022. So that's basically the information that's given in this video. You can see the look of the design of the box there. The one thing that I will say is that looking at the boxes, which is really hard to tell just looking at something like this, the dimensions of it look maybe a little bit more square than I was expecting. I have a pit minion that shows you a little bit more what I was expecting in terms of the height to width ratio. And to me, looking at this box here, it looks like it's taller compared to the width when I compare it to what I'm seeing there with the Diadem. Now, that may just be how it looks in the photo here. It's hard to say for sure. But I know that the Pit Minion Bible, when you open it up, has this dimension to it. And it's supposed to be, I think, about 20% bigger. The Diadem is supposed to be about 20% bigger than the Pit Minion that I have here. So, yeah, maybe what I'm looking at there actually does really compare to the dimensions of this. Again, the ratio of height to width. But what I'm saying is I just hope it's not too square. I have another classic edition here. This is the New King James Version Imperial reference. And I will say that a lot of the older Bibles weren't the exact same height to width ratio that you see in new Bibles, which are more like that 8.5, 5.5 range. They tended to be a little bit shorter than what you see today, which is fine with me, as long as it doesn't get to be too square, is what I'm saying. I, for example, don't really like the ratio of height to width in what I see with the Clarion, which we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't want to judge ahead of time because you can't really get a full feel or experience of what a Bible is going to be like until you hold it in your hands. So I'm not going to make a prejudgment, but I do want that Goldilocks size Bible, as all of you know. And I think that these Bibles, like the Imperial, are right in that Goldilocks range. And I think if it gets to be too wide, it might not be quite what I was hoping for and expecting. It's supposed to be, I think, a lot like the Pit Minion, though, but a little bit bigger. So we'll see. I wish that they showed a little bit more in this video as to what it will look like, but really this is just kind of a teaser and talking mostly about the name and where they got the name Diadem. So very interesting video, advertisement, trailer for this upcoming Cambridge Bible edition coming out first in the ESV. Those are some of my comments on this, and I, as I said before, would love to hear what all of you think in the comment section below. Please leave your comments and let me know, are you as excited about this edition as I and many other people are? What do you think about the name? What do you think about anything that I've talked about in this video? But thank you so much for taking some time to look at this subject with me from a Frisch perspective.